What's the deal, YouTube? This your boy Darren. I'm back again at y'all with another reaction today. Hopefully, y'all having a good day because I'm having a blessed day also. Today we got some news from Cosmic Wonder. They made a video talking about some changes in the MCU. From what I heard, they actually fired a whole bunch of different people and just because of the content that was coming out of Marvel. You had a lot of, I guess you would call it woke, woke type of stuff in the movies and things like that, and people were getting tired of it. They they just wanted to go back to phase one and phase two of Marvel, where the Marvel movies were good. Stop trying to put in these hidden agendas and everything into the movies and just make a good movie. That's what people want. But now that I heard, Marvel fired a whole bunch of people and they're listening to the consumers now and the people that love Marvel. They're listening to what we have to say now, which is a good thing. Um, so they can get back to making the movies the right way, like they're supposed to. And hopefully that all from now on, all the movies that we're gonna get are good, and you don't have to worry about having this hidden agenda in movies and everything. It doesn't take all that to make a good comic book movie. And, just make a good comic book movie. It doesn't have to be political and you know agendas and all types of stuff. Y'all know what I mean. But um, you know, hopefully, they do better and listen to the fans. From what I hear now, they're gonna listen to the fans and follow a lot more comic book accurate Marvel stuff. So, but we're gonna get into this video and see what Cosmic Wonder talking about because I wanted to see what he had to say, and let's get into it. Y'all let me know what y'all think too.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. A series of amazing things have happened over the past few days that are just absolutely amazing for Marvel Studios. And not just for the upcoming immediate projects that are about to come out, but for the future projects as well. Marvel Studios seems to have made some pretty good changes to their mentality and how they go about actually doing things, from the process of hiring writers and directors to actually filming and connecting things to other MCU projects. It's getting a lot better, and I think fans are going to be really.
Yeah, because at one point they were not connecting anything to the movies. I mean, they was just, you know, having in credit scenes, never followed up on them. That's what all of phase four and everything, and it was just a big old mess. Like everybody was wondering what was gonna happen to the characters because we hadn't seen them anymore since they came out in their movies. Like Shang-Chi and all these different characters that we got introduced to, we don't even see them again. So everybody's wondering about what's gonna happen.
Really excited with what's going to happen with Marvel Studios in their future projects. In fact, if Marvel continues to do what they are currently doing, I think that they might have fixed all of the problems that they kind of had with Phase 4 and some of Phase 5. It really does seem like Marvel has made the right changes to make the rest of what we see in the MCU the absolute best that we could possibly get. So there are a ton of super exciting things to break down today, including the Fantastic Four, Daredevil, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, and how Marvel is moving forward with their hirings of staff. And we're talking writers and directors, the important people, the ones who, control the stories. And
That's why they got the Russo brothers back, because they knew if they wanted to get Robert Downey Jr., they were gonna have to get the Russos back, and the Russos can do a good Avengers movie. Because the last three movies they did in the previous phases, all good movies. That's good movies from them.
And first things first, big congratulations to Deadpool and Wolverine for now officially becoming the highest grossing and biggest rated R film of all time.
Good to them. Rated R, the highest grossing rated R movie of all time. That's a big accomplishment. Big accomplishment.
Absolutely insane, but if you've seen the movie, you definitely know why it has hit this achievement. And Kevin Feige has even released a personal statement and thank you. Today, it was posted to the Marvel Studios Instagram, and he said, "Thanks for making Marvel Studios' first rated R movie the biggest of all time. It's fantastic to see that audiences are loving this movie as much as we all loved making it. All those conversations were worth it." And at the bottom it says Kevin Feige. And that's awesome, but what is hilarious is the note that it's actually on. In the background, it seems to be a letter that went out to kind of everybody concerning the writing of Deadpool and Wolverine. It's kind of like a memo from Kevin Feige. It seems like, as we can see, it says at the top, "To whom it may concern." It's a little cut off here, but it says, "Per my most recent telefax, the use of the aforementioned illegal substances should not be shown, referenced, or implied in any Marvel Studios production. The restriction applies to any and all," and we can't see what is said there because the other letter actually covers it up, but it says, "including but not limited to the following: booger sugar, nose beers, Bolivian marching powder, force bump, snorp, sniffy lube, nose line, nose dive, a low blow, blow and arrow, blow is me, blow pop, Blumple Stillskin, Bumpty Dumpty, Dust Bowl, Dust Fund, Snowflake," and a bunch more that end up getting cut off. But this is an
That is too funny. That is too funny.
actual thing that really happened. Kevin Feige said, "Look, you can do whatever you want, but we don't want to show drug use." He was like, "All the drugs that have been used in the previous Deadpool movies, yeah, we're not going to do that." So what happened, and this has been confirmed by Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds, is once Kevin Feige basically said, "Hey, that's your only restriction for the movie," they went and wrote this big joke about it. And that's where we got the joke of Deadpool and Blind Al saying, "Hey, you want to do some cocaine?" Hey, Feige said, "That's the one thing we can't do." They have a list. They know all the slangs, and that's what we're seeing right here is that list of slang words tying right into that joke. So this is really, really awesome, and I think Marvel Studios is going to continue to make good movies. Something that has been circulating today has been an interview that Matt Shakman did, where he
Now, hopefully, they can start doing more rated R movies. That would be dope if they can, get a few more comic book rated R, because you got a lot of comic book rated R, like, well, comic books. You can't really adapt them into rated PG-13 because the way they are. Like Blade's one of them. Like, they're gonna do Blade and make it PG-13. I don't think Blade would be good as a PG-13 movie. I think Blade would be good as a rated R movie. Like, just like Logan. Logan was rated R. Good movie, really good movie. You can show a lot more. You can do a lot more with a rated R movie than a PG-13. But it just comes with certain characters. Like, you gotta be able to, back it up with the rated R on certain characters. But everybody know Deadpool was definitely one of them. The Merc with the Mouth, he definitely was supposed to be rated R. It wouldn't have been no better if it was a PG-13 movie. It probably wouldn't have made the money that it made now.
He talks about how he is preparing to make the Fantastic Four movie. It was an interview with Inverse, and they basically asked him what he could say about the movie, how he's making the movie, and they state, "What Shakman can say is that he'll be pulling inspiration directly from the comics, while mostly ignoring the previous Fantastic Four movies, which were all produced by 20th Century Fox pre-Disney merger." And this is a direct quote from Matt Shakman right here. "I'm not so much looking at other movies. I'm looking at the comics themselves. I'm a huge comic book fan. I've been a big fan of the Fantastic Four since I was a kid. So,"
And that's good that he's looking at the comic book, because a lot of directors don't read the source material of where things come from. If all you do is read the source material where things come from, and you can make a good movie. Stop trying to put your own little mix and, not even look at the comic and try to put your own little mix to it without even knowing anything about those characters. Like, and I think that's out the window now. Like, a lot of these directors that they're getting now are actually looking at the comic books, studying the comic books before they get into that director's chair and making that movie. And that's a good thing that they're doing that, because it goes to show, just like Deadpool and Wolverine, he looked into that and everything and got a lot of stuff from different comics in there, which was a good thing that he did.
going back to Kirby and Lee, and Byrne and following all the way up to what's happening. Certainly Hickman and Wade and Ryan North, what he's been doing. I'm trying to figure out who these characters are to me and how to bring them to life in the best possible way. And that's really where I've started and how we've approached it. I really can't explain how much this is the right thing to do. This is how superhero projects get done right. Think about James Gunn. He knew all of the source material. He was a true fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. He cared about the project and he wanted to bring it to life in the best way, in the right way. The same thing seems to be happening here for the Fantastic Four. And the writers that he has mentioned here are the right ones to be following, including North, who is doing the current run of the Fantastic Four, which a lot of people agree, it's been pretty good. And honestly, not looking at the former Fox films, that's really good as well. We don't need them influencing.
Yeah. Stay away from them Fox films at all. Stay away from all of them. Just come in from the comic books and stay away from those Fox films. Just leave those at Fox like they never existed. Just go in and make a totally different movie with a different approach. I like that.
How this movie is going to be made. Not that I don't like the original Fantastic Four films, because trust me, I do. Even if they're just super nostalgic for me, I still enjoy them. But what's also interesting is that Matt Shakman was even invited to the Marvel Comics Yearly Summit, where he got to listen in on the company's plans for the future of the Fantastic Four. And we know that Kevin Feige cares deeply about this movie, so everything seems to point to this movie being handled with care and being done in the right way. So great news for the Fantastic Four overall, and I'm really hoping Matt does a great job. I believe he will. And we have a phenomenal cast. So I have high hopes for this movie, and I also have high hopes for Daredevil Born Again, and we have some awesome updates about the show. In a recent interview that was held a couple of days ago by EW, the cast talked about how the show is indeed going to connect to the original Netflix Daredevil series. And this was a big topic for a pretty long time. Is this actually going to be canon to the Netflix series, or is it completely new? Is it kind of connected? Is it kind of not connected? What the heck is actually going on? Well, it seems
I heard that this was going to be connected to the old school ones, because that's why they're going to have Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and I don't know why I can't never remember her name. Jessica Jones. I'm sorry. I can't remember her name, but yeah, they're supposed to appear. I'm guessing they're going to appear in Daredevil. I'm not sure if it's going to be season 1 or season 2, but they're going to appear. They're going to appear in Daredevil. So it's going to be canon to the Netflix series. Just a little twist on everything. It's going to be MCU based now.
They have confirmed it in this interview. D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin, jokes to EW that the fact that all 5 of the actors are in the same room at the same time in the new Disney Plus series is enough of a connection to the original Netflix run, but then he gets serious about how the revival will call back to the previous show. And the 5 characters that he is talking about are, of course, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, Karen Page, Franklin Foggy Nelson, Frank Castle, aka The Punisher, and of course Kingpin himself, Wilson Fisk. D'Onofrio states, there are storylines that reach back to the original series, where our characters are coming from, where we are, and where we're going. Some of those threads lead back. Charlie Cox also said that he loves having a shared character history between the series because it gives such texture. But he says, but at the same time, it can be an enemy because that is the stuff that's left behind you as you go forward and then you're tied to it. I felt like the writers and showrunners did a really amazing job at finding a way for us to have our history, to have our connections, but not dwelling on it so much that you are tied to it the whole time. And in this, the whole cast agrees that the previous Daredevil fans and new viewers alike will be able to watch the revival with equal enjoyment. However, the last thing that's said here is Charlie Cox stating, we'd also like to encourage people to go back and watch the original 3 seasons of Daredevil. And everybody laughed when he said that, according to EW. So big connections to the old Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think I need to go back and watch them. I mean, I kind of remember them. You know, I don't think I'd have to go back and watch Daredevil again. I think I'm good on that one. I might go back and, skim through episodes and stuff like that and, see if I missed anything. But as far as watching all 3 seasons, I don't think I'll be watching all 3 seasons.
Daredevil series, but they do it in a pretty delicate way, it sounds like, that makes it to where new fans who haven't watched the old series can come in and simply enjoy this. But again, this comes down to how Marvel Studios tackled this project. And one of the biggest things that they did with Daredevil is they actually kind of started over. A lot of people will remember that. They were doing a lot of shooting. It had been going on for a while, but then they shut it down and they completely redid the script. And it sounds like, from what we know, the reason they did that is so they can actually tie it to the original Daredevil series. They realized that it would be better and that fans want that. We want the connection to the old Daredevil series because many fans love that series. And apparently,
Oh, so I never knew why they went back and redid. I knew they went back and reshot a whole bunch of stuff, but I didn't know that was the reason why, so they can connect it to the old series. But I see it now. Got it.
the original script for this show had Foggy and Karen dying in the first episode. And I think
I
they
remember
changed
them
that.
saying
At
that.
least I hope they changed that. But the point is, they went in, evaluated it, and decided, hey, we need to make this better. And we're listening to what some of the fans are saying. We should connect it more to the old Daredevil series. And again, this is an amazing sign that Marvel Studios, one, they're listening to the fans, which is great. But two, they are actually hiring people that care about what is going to happen. They care about the characters and the story, and that's why they're willing to kind of redo things to make it better.
And that's why they need to have these directors that care, because when you have a director that don't care, it shows big time. It'll show in a movie.
This isn't what happened in the past. That's why it's such a big deal now. Marvel Studios would hire directors like the director for the Marvels, Nia DaCosta, and she didn't have really kind of a clue of what was going on as far as its connection to Marvel. There's even reports that she had to call Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Shang-Chi, sometimes during the set and ask what the heck was going on, because she had no idea. And that is what leads to disaster. That is how you get a bad movie.
Yes, it is. See, that's why you got to be able to read the source material. You got to have these directors read the source material, because you come in and you'll make a bad movie. And that's the reason why the Marvels is one of the least liked movies that's been recently then came out. That and Eternals, those two movies were the least liked movies out of all the movies that came out recently after Endgame. The major movies. I can't speak for Disney Plus episodes, but y'all already know which Disney Plus episodes people don't like, so I ain't gonna even mention those.
Or a bad show when the people who are making it don't really know too much about the characters or the MCU in general and how it all connects and what it all means to people. That's how you get bad things, bad stories, bad projects, bad direction and acting. It sucks overall, but it seems like Marvel Studios has kind of changed the way that they think as far as hiring showrunners and writers and directors, because now everything that they've kind of done leads us to believe that they're hiring people that truly do care and know not only the source material, but know how important these characters are to fans. And they did this with Beau DeMaio, who did X-Men 97 season 1 and the upcoming season 2, although apparently he has been stripped of his credits. Now, unfortunately, we're kind of ending this video on a bummer here, but it still ties into the point of what I believe is Marvel Studios making good changes. Beau DeMaio knew all the source material. That's why X-Men 97 was amazing. Now, Marvel recently released a statement yesterday about why he was fired finally, and they stated, Mr. DeMaio was terminated in March 2024 following an internal investigation. Given the egregious nature of the findings, we severed ties with him immediately, and he has no further affiliation with Marvel. But he pointed out, and he posted this online.
That sucks, man. That sucks, because X-Men 97 was good. It was really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing season 2. And that sucks for the man. I don't know what he did, but yeah.
And he says, above is X-Men fan art I posted on Instagram for Gay Pride in June. On June 13th, Marvel sent a letter notifying me that they'd stripped my season 2 credits due to the post. The post is a shirtless version of himself as Cyclops. And
Oh. So that's what they're getting rid of, the whole woke agenda type stuff now. So that's the reason why he made that post and it messed him up. Man, that sucks. That really does suck.
it seems, according to Marvel, that he breached some type of contract where he couldn't talk about X-Men 97 too much online, and he did talk a lot online. Not saying that's bad, but he did. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, that breach is what stripped him of his credits.
Okay, so I was wrong. My bad. It wasn't that. He just talked about it and he wasn't supposed to. Okay. Got it.
Which is weird because, I mean, he did do all the work for season 2. It's an unsettling situation and we may not know exactly what happened ever. And unfortunately, he is no longer writing X-Men 97, but he was really fantastic for season 1 and we'll assume the same thing goes for season 2. And we hope Marvel Studios continues to hire people like this, like Matt Shakman, like James Gunn, like Bo DeMaio, who understand the source material, who understand and care about these characters. And everything right now is pointing to Marvel actually doing that. And of course, to top it all off, we have the Russo brothers, and they clearly understand Marvel, and they understand the characters, they understand the fans. And despite whether you like Robert,
as I said in the beginning, I did mention the Russos, and they talking about them.
Downey Jr. returning as Doom, or you do not, I'm pretty sure the story of how they do everything is going to be amazing. The Russo brothers have been thinking about Secret Wars for a very long time, so I fully trust them to do Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, and I think Marvel Studios obviously does as well, but I think they hired them because they truly do know the source material for Secret Wars, and they truly do care about how the movie is made, what the characters do in the film, and what the overall story is going to be. So I think all of these moves that Marvel Studios has made recently are just phenomenal, and I think the future of the MCU is gonna be better than it's ever been, and these changes that recently happened are fantastic. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you feel about the future of Marvel? Are you happy, excited, nervous? Let me know. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU news. And you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
All right. Yeah, that was a good video. Like I like how they're getting back to the roots of Marvel, you know, from starting from Incredible Hulk, you know, that was a good movie. And you got Iron Man and then so forth, you know, all those movies stood on their own and they were able to make a lot of money on those movies and, you know, didn't have a hidden agenda, wasn't woke, no none of that stuff. So they was able to make money, you know, off those movies. And I like the fact that they're going to be listening to the fans now, listen to the fans and use the source material. That's all you got to do. I mean, it's not hard to use the source material or anything. I mean, you got thousands of Marvel comics out there you can use source material from. As long as you do that, you're good and you can make a good Marvel movie and it's going to make money. And but yeah, I like that. I mean, I like the video from Cosmic Wonder, you know. Make sure y'all go check them out. Also, that's like I said, I get a lot of my news from them and a couple of other people. But you know, as far as it goes, you know, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, y'all start leaving comments on the video. You know, that'd be grateful. You leave comments and everything. You know, I'm willing to talk to people, get to know everybody that subscribe to me. You know, I'm a cool dude. So, you know, leave comments. Let me know what y'all think about the video. You know, until next time, y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let y'all know when I'm uploading videos. And y'all have a nice day. Peace out.